News from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Second phase of Tanfeed program discusses new income sources and involve the private sector in the economic growth of the Sultanate. The Ministry of Interior starts receiving applications for transferring election register or the municipal council. And being first in the Middle East, the medical laboratory at the Royal Hospital obtains the certificates ISO 15189. Live from the news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, here we present to you tonight's news bulletin. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cabal of condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud of Saudi Arabia, on the death of Her Royal Highness Princess Nouf bint Badr bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud. With the royal blessings of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, the second phase of the national program for boosting economic diversification Tanfeed kicks off today with the participation of a number of officials and specialists in the government and the state and shura councils. Representatives from the private sector, academics and youth are also taking part in the 6 weeks phase. More details in the following report.
The National Programme for Boosting Economic Diversification, Tanfeed, enters the second phase, which is the experimental stage meant to prepare approaches commenced since the beginning of the current year and to set up the executive programme for targeted sectors in the 9th five-year plan. The programme includes determining priorities of reinforcing investment in economic projects and harmonizing between qualifications of the Omani manpower and the sector's requirements. The experimental phase, extended from the 18th of September until the 26th of October, will study the latest developments of the financial sector through supporting revenues of the state's general budget and searching for new resources, as well as mechanisms to finance projects by involving the private sector in the economic growth of the Sultanate. During this phase, two types of projects will be presented, mainly for dialogue concerning projects of the current five-year plan that are still not funded yet, in addition to projects that will be presented at workshops of the experimental period meant to set up a venue to finance businesses by investors of the private sector. This national program will be carried out in 8 phases, beginning with transformative industries, tourism, logistics, finance and innovative financing, operation and labor market. The next phase will cover mining and fisheries wealth and will combine the fundamental 5 projects included in the 5-year plan. Tanfeed will focus on raising the contribution rate of those sectors in the gross domestic product of the Sultanate and in increasing investment at promising sectors and work opportunities. Tanfeed will play the communication role among different strategies of the targeted sectors and will render a platform for sustainable partnership between the public and private sectors, aiming to serve the society.
His Excellency Engineer Ahmed bin Hassan Al-Dhib, the Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, stressed that the industrial sector is in continuous progress but not in the form required, and that it was not affected that much by the oil price decline. He added that during these weeks they will study the reasons and factors behind the decreasing growth to come up with the appropriate solutions. His Excellency Nasser bin Khamis Al-Jashmi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of said that the government continues funding projects ratified in the last 5-year plan, and those projects are currently prioritized. The Sultanate continues finding different funding resources, whether by withdrawal from reservoirs or borrowing to cover the deficit. He added that a committee has been formed at the Financial Ministry to manage the public debt arranged by the ministry itself or other government units and companies, and that any loan request from these units should be rendered to the Ministry of Finance to be studied in order to coordinate efforts. A Liwa complex for plastic industries will put the Sultanate in the international petrochemicals market. The complex, to be operated in 2018, is one of the big industrial projects in the Sultanate. The Minister of Commerce and Industry entrusted Gulf Industrial Consultancy Organization to conduct a study on the local content of the Sultanate in order to replace imports with local industries. It also aims to improve the balance of trade, expand the industrial base and nationalize technology. Among important projects in this sector are also improvement of Sohar refinery at cost of $2.7 billion and petroleum products pipeline projects from Sohar to Muscat. The Ministry of Interior started today receiving applications for transferring election register from one wilaya to another for the elections of the municipal councils for the second term. Interested applicants may submit their applications from today up to Thursday, September 29th. The ministry called upon citizens who need to transfer their applications to submit it to Wali's offices after filling the designated form, which is available at the Wali's offices and the Municipal Council Elections website www.election.gov.om. Applications submitted after the above mentioned date or to any other organization other than the Wali's offices will not be entertained. The Royal Hospital Medical Laboratory receives the International Accreditation Certificate ISO 15189. More details in the following report that I was present there. The Royal Hospital Medical Laboratory has proved its commitment in implementing the international standards of its services to ensure that people are constantly receiving quality services. The extension of the process of qualitative achievements that bound the Royal Hospital, the medical laboratory of the hospital have gained approval certification of conformity based on international standards ISO 15189 and became the first institution in the Middle East to receive such accreditation from UCAS. This accreditation is a means of assessing in the public interest the technical competence and integrity of organizations offering evaluation services. These evaluations are calibration of equipment, product testing, inspection of equipment, and certification of management system.
I would like to congratulate all my colleagues at the Department of Laboratory Medicine and Pathology at the Royal Hospital and the hospital administration and my colleagues at the Royal Hospital. In addition, I would like to thank and congratulate our colleagues in the Ministry of Health as well for the achievement of getting ISO 15189. This is a great achievement which will help us in the future in recognizing and accrediting other small laboratories at the governmental level or at the private level within the Ministry of Health.
This international accreditation translates the vision of the Ministry of Health working towards continuous improvement of the entire healthcare system, including laboratories. The officials in the hospital management commended the outstanding efforts made by the all concerned staff working in the field of medical laboratories. Accreditation is being used by the government as an effective market-led tool for delivering policy more effectively and to help deliver on its obligations in areas as diverse as healthcare and other. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin. The Ministry of Health launches an initiative of the hospitals which take care of patient safety in the Governorate of North Sharqiya. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The stone artifacts of the first settlers in Oman was the theme of lecture organized by the National Museum at the start of its orientation program. It's part of a series of lectures provided by the museum on its items. The lecture was delivered by Dr. Jerry Rose. He gave some evidence on the existence of human settlements in huge areas located between Adam and Thumrit, which were proved by discoveries of ancient tools in this area. The National Museum contained more than 7,000 artifacts distributed in its showrooms, which deal with various features of life in Oman over different ages in history. Introducing television presentation and means of managing televised dialogue and types of dialogue programs topped the aims of the training course, which themed the art of presentation for media men. The 5-day course, which was organized by the Minister of Information in cooperation with the Public Authority for Radio and Television, aimed also to prepare effective presenters to the cultural landscape in order to manage various kinds of programs according to academic and methodology standards, in addition to produce media that spread the culture of diversification in Arab community. The course, which witnessed the participation of a number of media men from various government bodies, sought to develop media skills for presenters, mainly in language, culture and knowledge. The portal of Invest Easy in the Directorate of Commerce and Industry in the Governorate of Dakhliya was able to finish more than 14,000 electronic transactions this year until the end of last August. Since the beginning of the year and until the end of last August, the e-transactions included 8,000 individual dealer transactions and 6,300 transactions for companies, 121 in the field of family business, 8 transactions for trade representative office and record a branch for international company. The portal of Invest Easy work in providing services which based on accuracy in exchanging information in addition to refine the business environment for investors. Wadi Dhiqa Dam in Al-Mazara village in the Wilaya of Qurayat witnessed an active touristic movement during the vacation period of blessed Eid al-Adha. 39,000 visitors visited the dam from 9th to 17th of September, comprising of citizens, residents and tourists from the neighboring countries. More than 400 visitors benefited from the health services presented by the first Family Health Day in the Wilaya of Al-Khabura. The Health Day came with the participation of a number of government and private institutions which aimed to provide social health services throughout spreading awareness among the society. It aimed to acquaint the public with the risks of a number of diseases on health. The activities of the Health Day focused on prevention factors such as regular checkup, sports and balanced food intake. The event included an awareness program, exhibition and blood donation campaign. Within the framework to provide all basic health care services, the Ministry of Health, represented by Quality Assurance Center, launched an initiative of the hospitals which take care of patient safety in the Niaba of Sinawi in the Wilaya of Mudebi in the Governorate of North Sharqiya. The launching ceremony included a work paper discussed the importance of patient safety in various hospitals using the scientific standards which allow the hospitals to evaluate their health care. And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar with chances of intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with cloud accumulation and scattered rainfall over the Hajar Mountains. Low clouds and fog late at night and early morning are expected over most of the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be easterly to northeasterly light to moderate over the coast of Sea of Oman, while on the rest of coasts it will be southeasterly to southerly light to moderate. Seas will be moderate along the coast of the Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 2 meters and slight along the coast of Sea of Oman with a maximum wave height of 1.5 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The second phase of Tanfeed program discusses new income sources and involve the private sector in the economic growth of the Sultanate. The Ministry of Interior starts receiving applications for transferring election register of the municipal councils. And being first in Middle East, the medical laboratory at the Royal Hospital obtains certificate ISO 15189. And with that, we come to an end of tonight's news bulletin, brought to you live from the news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. From the entire news team and myself, it's good night.